Episode 793. Time ticked by, second after second. Apart from the two who had just been strung up, the constant stream of players dying and respawning had finally come to a halt. The joyful sheep squad was naturally overjoyed. This meant the situation was truly under control. Over on Wolfhead Garlic's side, seeing that none of the Joy Sheep group had fallen after all this time, they started to feel uneasy. He had originally thought his reasoning was solid, but listening to Shi Ji Yang's group just now, it seemed they had some kind of expert helping them today. But the question was, Wolfhead Garlic knew exactly how strong Joy Sheep was. Just what kind of expert could boost a team to this level? Wolfhead Garlic, however, refused to believe it. He still thought Shi Ji Yang had just managed a decent dungeon run today and was merely blowing smoke to brag. There was no way Shi Ji Yang's team had actually made any real breakthrough. After a while, a few other teams pushing the dungeon wiped and spilled out of that exit, but from Shi Ji Yang's group, only a handful of stragglers trickled out. And every one of them brought good news. They all said they'd died only because of their own carelessness. The team's operation was rock solid. No real problems.
Woody the Handsome says the key is the boss's enrage at 10% health. Survive that, and the rest is smooth sailing.
How much now?
I was just about to reach it when I died and respawned.
The man had barely finished speaking when, in a flurry of motion, over a dozen players from the Joy Sheep Guild materialized on the scene, covering every class imaginable. Shi Ji Yang's heart clenched at the sight, and predictably, it was Wolfhead's turn to be smug and triumphant.
What's the matter? Can't take it? You were all quiet just a moment ago. Must have been grinding mobs, huh? Oh, so now you've run into a boss. Which one is it?
How's it going?
Shi Ji Yang didn't even have time to acknowledge Wolfhead Garlic. He immediately asked about the dozen or so people who had just appeared.
Whoa, it's a rampage. This is intense.
The dozen or so who just respawned said, their faces ashen. Before the rampage, Woody Zhujun Lang had explained everything they needed to watch out for in painstaking detail. But the moment it started, they still couldn't handle it, and one by one they got killed and ejected. They died so fast they couldn't even tell what the rampage had caused. But after their wave, no more deaths came out. The situation seemed to have stabilized again. Shi Ji Yang wasn't inside the dungeon, but he was more nervous than anyone else. His right hand, gripping the mouse, was slick with sweat.
We have to make it through.
Shi Ji Yang silently prayed, because he knew full well that after this run, once he honestly reported Woody Zui Junlang's true strength, there was no way he'd stay in Shi Ji Yang's group. Without Invincible and Handsome, the team would revert to its old self, probably still stuck at the 9th boss. That garlic-nosed bastard beside me is so arrogant. Today's the day I wipe that smirk off his face. Back to square one, everyone competing again. Who breaks through first is anyone's guess. Members of the Joy Sheep team continued to die off one by one. Joy Sheep grabbed each of them to ask what happened, but they all said that after the boss went berserk, everything fell into chaos, and they couldn't make heads or tails of it. Wolfhead Garlic, seeing that Joy Sheep wasn't paying him any attention, led his guild in a chorus of mocking sheep bleats, providing the background music for the Joy Sheep members who kept dying and respawning. This was an old running gag of the wolf pack, bleating like sheep to mock the joyful sheep, a bleat that sounded like a curse of die, die, die. Their side was having a grand old time, while the joyful sheep were absolutely livid. Suddenly, a flash of white light swept over them, and a large group of characters materialized before everyone's eyes. Shi Ji Yang took one look. It was his own team. They were all coming out together now. Did they pass, or was it a total party wipe? After all that tension, the finale had arrived. Shi Ji Yang should have rushed over and grabbed someone to ask, but instead his mind went completely blank. He didn't ask. He just raced through his own thoughts, guessing wildly. Did they pass, or did they wipe? This moment was fleeting. This moment was also eternal. Joy Sheep was on pins and needles, dying to ask, but too scared to speak, wishing he could crawl through the internet cable just to see the looks on their faces. Just then, the crowd spotted their guild leader standing guard outside the dungeon entrance, and they erupted like a pot of boiling water, instantly buzzing with excitement.
Too much.
That brief, to-the-point exchange had conveyed the most important information, and in an instant, sheer excitement filled Joy Sheep to the brim, so full it was about to spill over.
I actually passed.
It's like how people always have to wonder if they're dreaming when something good happens. Already swept up in the joy of Happy Coast, Shi Ji Yang kept tugging at people, asking for confirmation over and over.
We cleared it. We actually cleared it. Guild leader, look.
The second squad leader spoke up, revealing the 3 pieces of gear dropped by the final boss. 100-player dungeon, 100 players grinding for loot. Naturally, the rewards were far richer than a small party's run. Those double purple drops that were so rare in small dungeons, before the final boss of a 100-player dungeon, they were nothing special. Double purple drops? Please. 3 purples, 4 purples, that's practically routine. The current record for a 100-player dungeon's luck explosion is 2 orange and 3 purple drops, a record that hasn't even been approached since. Orange gear isn't easy to get, even from a 100-player dungeon, let alone 2 of them. Players have already written this record off as a glitch in the system. A double orange drop like that? You'd normally only expect it from a wild boss that spawns once a week, worldwide. That's the kind of top-tier monster worth getting your hopes up for. The Joyful Sheep squad managed to drop 3 purple-tier items this time. Not the best luck, but not the worst either. For them, the gear the final boss dropped was secondary. What truly brought them joy was the thrill of conquest, finally clearing a dungeon that had stumped them for weeks.